Wahakuya! It's time for the All Effin' Wrestling Show. What do we have in store for everyone today? Jeannie from the lab, JFB.
We are following one of the great shows on the AFW network. Chef Bernie's Bowling for Burgers comes on right after this. So stay tuned. But before that, we're talking about the news and then the worst wrestling champions of all time. Doesn't matter the belt, doesn't matter the promotion, worst champions of all time.
Also, we're going to talk a little bit about this. It's Adrian Adonis's birthday today.
Hell yeah!
So what we're gonna talk a little bit about that to start the show.
Yeah.
So without further ado,
let's hit it.
That's all systems go. We need that AFW logo up. Stat.
You're watching the AFW Network.
Woo! Welcome to the corporation, if you will, the network that supplies unlimited amount of Ted Turner type of money,
like unlimited fries when you buy a beverage.
Oh yeah, and the best part is the snack bar that we used to have that had to be filled by the interns, and we had like one granola bar from like 1997. Not anymore. They stocked it full of Doritos and Rice Krispie treats and all the other good stuff. Welcome to this week's edition of the All Effin' Wrestling Show.
JP, do you remember the one hot dog on the turnstile?
It's all
I was asking an intern back then if I could get some more fresh hot dogs. They're like, no, old is gold.
Yeah, old is gold. My ass.
Yeah, like, no.
I ate one of those hot dogs and I was incapacitated for 2 weeks.
I know a lot of people have said some bad things about our corporate overlords, but they do have some perks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, like if there's somebody we don't like, they will dispatch of our enemies like that.
Like that.
Anyways,
they don't even need much convincing.
I'm running for president.
They like dispatching of people.
I'm running for president in 2024. Vote JFB 2024. I'm going to make wrestling fun again. I am going to insist that there's no more tribalism, that you will stand and just love wrestling.
Yeah.
Lights, camera, JFB.
I mean, with one exception, the champions we're getting ready to list later on today.
Yeah, these guys don't.
Of course, I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I am that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada effing dry, and I'd like to give a shout out to my good friend. He's got the worst takes in all of wrestling. Bad Take Cade. This guy's atrocious with his takes. Atrocious.
Yeah, he promised that season 5 of the All Effin' of our AFW prediction league, he promised to turn up the bad takes to 11.
What?
For season 5? 11.
He hasn't been doing that already?
No.
Now I know Kush has kind of taken him under his wing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kush.
Now when it comes to this good.
Is there anything you can do for Bad Take Cade to bring us maybe tone down his bad takes this season?
All I gotta tell him to do is just make sure that don't be saying too much everything that comes out of your mouth.
Yeah.
So
Coach, how you doing this morning?
Huh?
How are you doing this morning?
I'm sure I'm half sleepy, but I'm still here. I'm here up
Are you
and
are you
going around,
are
man.
you distracted again today with some football?
Yes. Every Sunday stuff. I'm just keeping up with the points. My fantasy teams are doing better and stuff though, so that's a good thing. And my Chiefs game ain't happening until like a couple hours.
Live on the phone.
Mhm.
Yeah, we really need, since everyone watches football, we really need a football podcast. People need to take this bull by the horns and get this
Oh, yeah.
football podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I could be a do it fantastic.
Yeah.
Like
The guy below me, he is now officially the face of the place. He runs AFW, and he will run
AFW
it.
League.
Yeah, AFW League with an iron fist. He had a meeting with Helen, our corporate HR overlord. She insisted that he take over everything. No more two brands, one brand for everybody.
We're unifying titles like crazy, mishmashing
Yeah.
them.
The name of the game is synergy, guys.
Yeah.
Synergy.
Vertical synergy.
I will say though, Helen did give me some good advice.
Yeah.
For Mr. Cushionberry to give to Bad Take Cade.
Yeah.
Think twice, speak once.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Like measure twice, cut once.
Exactly.
I also think like if we just stuck a bunch of coffee filters on his head, then put a hat on, like it would filter some of the bad stuff out. Maybe
We should make him a tinfoil hat.
I'm made of coffee filters, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, guys, before we get to the main event, we have some homework, some house cleaning to do. The aperitif, if you will, the amuse bouche. We're talking about all the news. From the four corners of the globe, from our studios to your home, this is FNN, the FN News Network, starring Canada Dry and the JFB.
Okay, so before we get to going with the news,
Yeah.
it's Adrian Adonis' heavenly birthday.
Hell yeah.
And, like it's such an honor to represent this wrestling legend as part of our brand.
Yeah. We all grew up watching Adrian Adonis, The Flower Shop, and his East-West connection with Jesse the Body Ventura. It was fantastic. It was absolutely amazing. And the way you can commemorate the memory of Adrian Adonis by going to ProWrestlingTees.com/Adrian Adonis, where you can get all of your Adrian Adonis gear.
Now, memory of Adrian, like we always do the flower shop as part of After Dark. And what is your favorite Adrian match? Like I go back to Roddy Piper versus Adrian at WrestleMania 3. Like
that probably is one of my favorites as well, just because it's Roddy Piper, which was one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and they put on a gigantic match. I mean, you want to talk about a match that helped steal WrestleMania 3 from the main event? That was one of them.
Honorable mention goes to the tag team match in the steel cage with Macho Man.
Oh, yeah.
Versus was it San Martino and
oh shit, who the hell was the other guy?
Tito Santana, maybe?
Yeah, maybe Tito Santana. Yeah, it was a great. I mean, he puts on bangers of a match. I mean, I remember him. It was him and Jesse Ventura versus Doom in the AWA, and they just destroy. I mean, it was like one of the greatest tag matches of all time. And Adrian Adonis was, this is back in the day with the black leather jacket and the black leather gloves and the biker look, and he's just awesome. So, our hearts and thoughts and love for Adrian Adonis goes to his wife, B, his daughter, Angie, his other daughter.
Jenna.
Yeah, Jenna. So, I'm sure that, today is, a happy and sad day at the same time because we don't have Adrian with us anymore. But
No, but they're very thankful when we post these things and do these things because we're helping to keep his memory alive.
yeah, get him in the Hall of Fame, Triple H.
Yes.
You big freaking goon. So the first bit of news, former WWE star Xia Li. She was recently released. She is now officially with TNA going as Lei Ying Li. A lot of words, a lot of vowels.
Well, what? Lately, what?
Li Ying Li.
Oh, man. Like, come on, TNA. Give her a. Is this her real name, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know. I have no
I don't
idea.
even know her real name.
I'm
But
just gonna
that's
say
a
this is
name.
it's just a brilliant plot by WWE. Fire someone so they don't have to pay them. Send them to TNA. TNA pays them, and they'll just be on NXT in this crossover.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Dolph Ziggler says he does not want to be part of this NXT visitation.
Yeah.
But
what-
I do think he will be in the Royal Rumble.
Absolutely, 100%. He'll be.
That's how you use him.
I mean, he's already a former NXT champion. What else could he do in NXT?
Yeah.
So let's go to our next one. WWE. What I'm going to lay this out to you guys. There's one gimmick match that's only been done in WWE 6 times.
Only 6.
Only 6. According to CageMatch.net. Only 6 times that they used this in. Can anybody take a guess what this gimmick match is?
I
Dog
know it's
collar?
not a Punjabi prison match.
No.
Is
When
it
the last
the one coming up in Vancouver here? War Games?
The dumpster match?
No, War Games.
Oh, no, not War Games. No.
Okay.
The dumpster match. And supposedly it's going to be Chelsea Green and Meechin in that dumpster match.
That's news to me. I knew they were going to have a match. But I didn't know they were gonna
Where's
have a
this?
match.
What?
Where's this match going to take place?
I would imagine Bad Blood. Why waste a good dumpster match on a Monday or Friday?
Do you know how much the cheapest ticket to the Vancouver show's War Games is going to be?
I'm going to say at least $300.
Not even
It
close.
is right now up to like $627 to go to the
Oh my
show.
God!
627 Canadian dollars, right?
Yes, Canadian.
And
dollars.
I looked up as of yesterday, the conversion rate is $1 Canadian is $1.36 USD. So it's even more expensive if you want to go as an American.
Not really. You buy the
Because
ticket.
I have to pay that $1.36 to get. You're
No,
still
you're getting
paying
a conversion rate.
When was the last dumpster match anyway? I'm trying to think. Like the only dumpster match I can remember compared to that was the New Age Outlaws and Cactus Jack.
That was the
Yeah,
last
that's the
time
one
they
I-
did a
that's the one that comes
dumpster
to
match.
mind.
That's the last time they did a dumpster match. Was that
I
match.
thought so. I was like, I never heard of any dumpster match this century. That's crazy.
So let's go to Drew McIntyre. Drew was on a podcast recently and said, "There's a lot of real feelings in the CM Punk feud, but they're both professionals." Wow. Can we maybe we need to do a show of the people wrestlers who don't like CM Punk. We could be there for 3-4 hours.
So this is what he really doesn't like CM Punk. You think
Does not like CM Punk.
he was one of the guys who left the building?
Yeah, no. He said that was legit. He legitimately left the building after Survivor Series last year.
Yeah.
When Punk debuted, he just after his match, he went back and left.
Yep. Yeah, there is no love lost between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk.
It's like a new Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, whatever, I guess.
There you go. There you go. Speaking of Bret Hart, Bret Hart's in the news. He was on a podcast recently and said, "There's not many from my generation that are around anymore, so running into Triple H is always a pleasure." Which
Bullshit.
But this is clearly both of them making nice.
Yeah.
Triple H is wanting Brett to come back eventually, stay in the fold.
Yep.
Brett is like responding to this niceness because he wants to be on. He wants his legacy to continue in WWE.
Yeah.
Look,
Absolutely.
his mouth says one thing, his face says something totally different. That man looks so disgusted giving Triple H a hug.
Yeah.
Especially considering everything he's ever said about Triple H in the past.
But
Listen,
that just shows that Brett can play ball when he wants to.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time, he just doesn't want to.
when it makes
Triple
sense
H-
to Brett will play ball. When it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense, Brett ain't going to do squat.
If it don't make money, it don't make sense for him. So why?
Yeah.
Why not?
And he's still invited to the barbecue, right, Gush?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. So like I said, he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, no doubt.
Hey, if you want some good barbecue, Kansas City barbecue, and a Cush's.
I can imagine the
Kansas
spread.
City's-
The spread at Cush's barbecue.
Kansas City barbecue is the best barbecue I've ever had.
Yeah, it's real.
They know how to make some sauces, barbecue hot sauce.
Now, so who's the in your family? Who's the one that makes all the good stuff? Is it like your mom, your grandma, or?
Oh, it's mom and grandma. That's it.
Well, mom and grandma, like I said, they were the first ones, but now it passed down to my little brother and stuff. Like he's definitely knows his way about barbecue.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, he's my roommate, so it definitely pays when those holidays.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of Vancouver and British Columbia and Survivor Series War Games, Roman Reigns is advertised as being part of War Games, which makes me think it's a bloodline versus bloodline at War Games. Very interesting. Let's go to Mick Foley.
Hey
So
guys,
Mick
I'll be back
Foley-
in 1 second, okay?
Okay, so Mick Foley is going to be making an appearance at GCW. Now, for those who don't know, GCW is a violent, extreme wrestling company, like light tubes, pizza cutters, Nick Gage. That's all you need to know. Nick Gage is in GCW. Mance Warner is in GCW. Matt Cardona is in GCW. Mick Foley is going to be there for their big pay-per-view. It is called Dream On. Hey, he's not the only one. Kurt Angle is going to be there. Several big names are going to be there. But I feel like we should send out a public service announcement to Mick Foley. Mick.
You know, is anyone really in GCW? Like, I don't think they have wrestlers under contract.
They have one or two that are under contract.
Okay.
Yeah. Mick, if you're listening, and I know that you're listening, can you do us all a big, huge favor? Don't do a spot. No one wants to see you take a spot.
Who else is going to be on that show? Kurt Angle.
Yeah, Kurt Angle. If we want to see you take a spot, Mick Foley, we go on the Google machine, go to the YouTube channel, type in Mick Foley does danger, and you will get a list of all your great death matches that you've had. So Mick Foley, please don't.
But that being said, if he's gonna do one last thing, let it be on a bigger stage.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what? The only thing that Mick Foley probably can get away with, instead of taking a spot, taking a bump, just light up, man, a nice, just bring up the old Barbie and stuff and hit somebody with it, or even light up.
Yeah, he doesn't need to take a hit. He just needs to give him.
Yeah.
Same thing with Kurt Angle. He can do an angle slam, just as long as they're doing the work, not taking the bumps.
There you go.
I think Angle could take a few bumps.
Yeah. So let's talk about Adam Cole. He was backstage at All Out. He is still suffering and still recovering from his injury. In AEW news, Swerve is expected to miss action past Wrestle Dream this October. So my question is, when do we see Swerve Strickland come back? If not before
I'm really
Wrestle Dream.
surprised that they didn't wait to have them take his time off after Wrestle Dream, because this is his hometown.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
I think we'll see Swerve make a surprise return when Paige gets back into the world title mix.
Okay.
It's only fitting since he cost him his title match.
Yeah. Now, someone who is going to make a debut in NXT, not the Lucha Brothers, but Motor City Machine Guns, the greatest tag team of all time.
Motor City.
Wait, so they're going to be on NXT, not the main roster?
They're going to be October 1st when they debut on the CW. They'll be in Chicago. We know that Punk is confirmed to be there, but the rumor is that that's when we'll get the debut. Now, the question that is on everybody's mind is, what possibly can the Motor City Machine Guns bring to NXT? It's very simple. They're not coming in there to crown them champions anytime soon. These guys are coming in to help the young guys get over. That's what it's about.
I mean, NXT
I would
at the moment doesn't have a lot of young guys. There's relatively older guys on their roster at the moment.
I would love to see a tag team match, man, with them versus Axion and Frazier.
Oh,
Rather
yeah.
than
To
could be
me,
title
it
match.
doesn't make any sense at all putting the Motor City Machine Guns
Yeah.
on NXT.
Yeah.
look at
Like,
the Good Brothers. They're there right now, man, doing the exact same thing that the Motor Machine Guns might do
I mean,
when they get there.
I would agree with you, except that Triple H doesn't give two rats' asses about tag team wrestling.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Not that far off from the old man of his own father-in-law.
speaking of tag team wrestling, the Outrunners are getting a huge push. in
Yeah, they are.
AEW.
They should.
They're awesome. I love
Yeah.
them. Old school. We got one more thing we always like to end the news on a positive note. Mazel tov, if you will. We're talking about congratulations to Lyra Valkyria, who is engaged to her professional wrestling Irish boyfriend. They are now fiancés. So congratulations, Lyra Valkyria. Congratulations. Mazel tov from the half Jew, or as I say, Jewish, the JFB.
I will say, the fiance definitely went out and outdid himself. He spent some money on all those rose petals to
Oh,
put
yeah.
on the
Oh,
bed
yeah.
to spell it all out.
Yeah. Oh, I love love. That's all there is to it. All right.
I love love.
I
That's
love
that's
love.
a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt idea. I love love.
I love love. All right, here
He
we
doesn't
go.
love me back. No.
Let's get to the nitty and the gritty. Let's get to our main event.
This is the main event of the evening.
We are in rare form. We have a best list that we always do. But recently we started looking at the darker side, the more pathetic side of professional wrestling. We call it the worst.
Once a month, we do the worst.
Yeah. And this month, we have selected none other than the worst wrestling champions of all time. Not belts, but the men and women who held them. These are the worst. We're going to do a draft style. We're going to go around the horn. We're going to start
So
with
if JFB picks my guy, I got to figure out someone new.
Yeah. Yeah. No takesies, no take backs, no takesy backsies, none of that.
Once that guy comes out of your mouth, that's your guy. So don't.
That's your guy.
Yeah, no. How can I
First come,
change it?
first
No.
serve. It's all about a mind.
Yep.
Yep.
So here we go. We did a random spin the bottle, and the ball landed on Canada Dry. Canada Dry, you go first.
Somehow it always lands on me. It's not fixed or anything.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So with my first selection, I'm going with Max Caster.
Oh, okay.
Now, there's a story that goes with this.
Lay it on us.
So we've had some hatred for Max Caster on the show before, but now it's up to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So Jeremy is at Dynamite. He's got his All Effin' Wrestling Show shirt on. Max Caster comes up to him. Hey, what's this shirt? And Jeremy's like, this is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
Can I get a picture with you? And he says, this is our podcast. And Max Caster turns to him and says, fuck that, and walks away. Now, had Max Caster taken the picture,
Yeah.
we'd all be Max Caster fans right now.
Oh, yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
I would be.
No, I wouldn't be.
He's being cool and supporting the brand. I can't help but support that. But as things turn, we say fuck Max Caster here on the All Effin' Wrestling Show. This guy, horrible champion, horrible wrestler.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how to treat the fans. Like, simple as this. When you're a wrestler and you're a baby face,
Yeah.
you schmooze the fans like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you get over.
See, here's what you do: is you take the picture, and then afterwards be like, "Hey, could you sort of just crop out this or whatever you don't like, blur it out?"
Yeah.
You know.
Kush, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like Max Caster and stuff. The more he's getting more get to talk and stuff, the more he's really showing that he can be an asshole. Like,
yeah,
I mean, he has the good thing going and stuff with him and Acclaim, man, with Anthony Bowens, who's more likable and stuff, man, in a sense. But it just seems like he's trying to get himself to be, I don't know, maybe he just doesn't like the business stuff as much. Maybe he just don't give a rat's ass. But the way he's going about things, man, is not definitely PC friendly or anything like that. You know,
yeah. Not to mention his comments on Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah,
exactly. and like that or something. Like Shelton is one of the guys that paved the way. Like I don't know how you can talk dirt on somebody who could have been a world champion and stuff, though, if he was given more opportunities. Who actually is a world class athlete. Hell, a guy who actually was roommates and stuff, man, who actually was tag teaming up with Brock freaking Lesnar.
Yeah,
which is definitely out of pocket and stuff to me.
Yeah. All right, Kush, who's your first pick?
I would probably have to say somebody who really to me shouldn't have been a champion in the first place. Even though he's some kind of mainstream viral superstar. I mean, he's athletic and stuff as hell, but I'm glad, man, that he got beaten by L.A. Knight. Yeah. I'm talking about Logan Paul.
Yeah, Logan Paul. What a piece of crap. I mean, I give him credit. The guy's got athletics, but if you're going to be a professional wrestler, be a full-time professional wrestler. Don't dick around and be like, I'm only going to show up when it's convenient and when I need a appearance.
Yeah, the Undertaker is towing the company line here, saying that he was taking his belt all over the place, giving it a shine. But that's not a real shine. A real shine is defending it like
month in, month out, whatever.
Not just that. Did he really give the company a shine? The company hasn't seen a growth in viewership. It's stayed stagnant since he's been champion. So clearly, what they thought would happen with him isn't working.
Yep,
or didn't.
Absolutely.
Work.
I mean, that's
and on
all
top
he is.
of that,
he has his podcast, and they be having like stars and stuff on there. But what else has he done other than that? And also promote his damn prime drink and shit.
Nothing. By the way, he's being sued. He's being sued by the Olympics, I believe, for trademark infringement. Yeah.
So Kevin Nash is talking shit about.
Oh, it is a good thing, man. They actually did take a towel off from him. Now that he's getting sued.
Yeah.
I'm glad publicly.
Yeah. Kevin Nash is like, this guy is not one of the boys.
Yeah.
And he's just dragging him through the coals. I'm not a huge Kevin Nash guy, but I think his take is right on.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Logan Paul's response literally just proves Kevin Nash to be right.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
Even before he came to WWE, Logan Paul is just a horrible human being.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
Like, why isn't someone teaching him the work and the shoot? Like, why are they not teaching him this?
Because they like the fact that he just says stuff that comes to his head.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, it's your turn. Who's your first pick?
Oh, jeez, I got a couple, and most of mine are just going to be because the company just didn't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
And this first one hurts me to bits. But it's Dean Ambrose as the U.S. champion.
Okay.
Like, he held that title for like a year, and I think he defended it like twice.
Yeah, like 3 times.
3 times. Like, it's epidemic of WWE. They don't know how to book secondary champions.
No.
With the exception of Gunther, because it's hard to screw up a Gunther.
Speaking of Gunther, he picks Gunther as his worst.
You are out of your mind, Caleb.
Wow. Bad take, Caleb.
Bad take, Caleb.
Bad take, Caleb. There we go. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Dean Ambrose's run as the U.S. champ. I thought it was bogus. It was bull crap. It was weak. It was just plain.
It was literally just because they had come up and they just wanted everyone in the Shield to hold gold. That's the only reason they did it.
Absolutely.
I mean, for real though, man. I mean, they could have had him be more like a fighting champion, but hell, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns were more like fighting tag team champions. If it weren't for them with the tag team gold, the Shield probably wouldn't be as legitimate as they were, man, coming up.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
And
I think the Dean Ambrose,
he devoured the United States Championship.
He needed to defend that title. I think they were trying to have the title make the man instead of the man make the title at that time.
And that's the thing about the United States Championship as a whole, because you have more champions, especially on the WWE side, who are like, oh, he was a champion, rather than guys that's actually being remembered for it.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
Nope, not at all.
I'm glad with LA Knight right now, he's already had more title defenses than the likes of Nakamura, sadly, and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Already, within a month and a half.
Well, the next pick goes to me, and with my selection, I want to prove that nepotism doesn't get you anywhere. And we're talking about Ric Flair nepotism. Now, you're questioning, why would you hate on Charlotte? Not so fast. There was another jabroni years ago, goes by the name of David Flair, won the U.S. Heavyweight Championship.
I'm sensing a theme with our picks.
Yeah, because Ric Flair said, if you don't make my son a champ, I'm out. I'm going somewhere else. He held them at gunpoint with his son. David Flair, you just made the list.
That's a different show.
Oh, that's right. It's just ridiculous that basically Ric Flair held them over the coals, insisting that his son get a title shot and win, or he was going to walk, is absolutely bullcrap.
I didn't mind the David Flair character.
Yeah.
But he had no business winning that United States title.
No.
Agreed.
His character was better when he was emo with Daphne.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with his character. Like having a guy, David Flair's son, it's brilliant. But keep him in limited wrestling roles, and
it comes down to this. The same with Logan Paul. The guy didn't pay his dues.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. And not even a year. He said he had the title stuff anyway, which was total asinine. But at least with David, at least he got royalty and stuff of wrestling and stuff. He got knowledge of wrestling and stuff. And he could have been better off just being a character and not have a title on him. Yep. In my opinion.
Well, here's the kicker. He has said on multiple podcasts that he never really wanted to wrestle. His father forced him to wrestle.
Ooh.
So, and he didn't want to be the champ. And they told him, no, your dad wants you to have the strap. He was not happy about it.
And that makes me so sad about Reed. What happened with Reed and stuff, though, man. If Reed was still alive and stuff, he would have been everything Ric Flair wanted him to be.
Yeah.
You know, just sad.
Yeah, because David Flair, unfortunately, looks like a sad sack. Like, he just looks like a guy that should not be winning anything. Reed had the look and the capability of being possibly like the next Teddy Hart, minus the, runs in with the law.
I don't think Teddy Hart is a good person.
Yeah, let's skip that. I'm putting that on the list. Can the Dry, you're next, my friend.
All right. I'm going with Jinder Mahal.
Ooh, Jinder Mahal.
That was my next
because to me, Jinder Mahal came out of nowhere to beat Randy Orton for that title.
Yeah.
That's a month build.
Like there was no build.
Yeah.
It was just instantly from nothing to the world champion. And you need to push a guy so people don't throw up when someone wins a championship. Like they needed to be like an intercontinental title reign or a U.S. title reign.
Yep.
It just didn't make sense at the time, and he never got any legit victories on his own. It was all shenanigans.
Yep.
So to me, he's one of the worst champions.
The worst part is the reason for giving him the title. It didn't even achieve the success they wanted, which was expanding their brand into India.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he won the title, because they were trying to get that TV deal in India, and it didn't work.
Yep. All right, Kush, who is your next pick?
I would probably, as much as I really like, man, how this person was, I kind of felt like he could have had a more meaningful title reign and stuff if it weren't for circumstances beyond his control. And of course, that's the number one luchador, man. We all know him. We all know him. He's supposed to be a deadbeat dad to Dominic Mysterio, and that is Rey Mysterio with the WWE Championship.
Okay.
Back after Money in the Bank, when he won this tournament thing, this little mini tournament, for him to be the champion for only a measly hour.
Yeah. Yep.
For him just to leave, just to have John Cena come in there and beat him for it, just so he can be, hey, I'm back as a champion again.
Yeah. Number 12 on my notch.
Yes. Great way, man, to have Rey Mysterio, man, give a nice little token of appreciation. I mean, like a little half of a token of appreciation of being one of the best. Just take away from him in an hour. Great job. Great booking there, Vince McMahon.
Another drop ball in booking.
Yep.
By Vince McMahon. And what's worse is, not only did you screw up Rey Mysterio as a champion, you screwed up the Summer of Punk 2.0. It's a double whammy at that.
So he beat Punk to win the title? Is that who it was?
No. So Punk beat Cena at Money in the Bank in Chicago. Then they ran a tournament where Ray won, and then an hour later, Cena won, and then Punk comes back at the end of the show for them to stare off to hold up the titles. Like, he wasn't even gone that long.
Yeah.
It was just literally at night. It was literally the next night.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. Would you still book Rey Mysterio to be that champion or not at all?
Not at all.
Not at all.
So he would never hold the gold ever.
I would give it to him at a later time, but let him have a reign. An hour reign.
Well, that's the thing. That's not an option. Either he gets this 1 hour title reign or he doesn't get it at all.
It would have been better for his legacy just to be the World Heavyweight Champion than to be a 1 hour WWE Champion.
I mean, to be fair, you could have had your pick of Rey Mysterio world title matches, because him as World Heavyweight Champion wasn't good either. So
Nope.
Well, he had the world title for longer, right?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, but it was literally just because Eddie passed. They had no plans for him.
Yeah,
it was just a money.
It was a mediocre run as well.
Yeah, it was a feel good moment.
Is that the one where Booker T beat him? Is that who beat him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 2006. Yep. King Booker in 2006.
King Booker.
Let's go to Joe. Joe, who's your next pick?
Okay. We're going, and you can have your pick of either reign you want, but I'm going with The Miz. I think I'm going to go with the first one, because when you're not even the main player in your reign,
so this is the world title, not the Intercontinental.
Correct.
Yeah, WWE champion. When he cashed in on Randy Orton, and then the whole story was basically The Rock versus Cena, and he was the third wheel in the story.
Yeah.
When you're not even the main person in the story, you know it's bad. Like, he didn't do anything. I don't think he's a good wrestler, personally.
Yeah.
So, and he's boring, plain and simple. So,
and he looks like if they were doing a live action human people to the Muppets, he would be Kermit the Frog.
He would be.
Yeah. Like here's my thing also. Like,
it's like he would call him
won this back. What was it? 08, somewhere around there, right? Was it 08 that he won?
Yeah.
It's 2024. 16 years later, he's the same character saying the same thing.
Yep.
It's actually 2010 when he won the WWE Championship.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, is it 2010? Okay.
Yeah.
But still.
Either way, 14 years later, and he's still saying, I'm the most must-see champion. I defended my title. Like, dude, get some new material. Say something
Well,
different.
their new material, he's in a rut now.
Yeah.
That's his new material.
Yep.
The crazy thing is, though,
I don't watch Raw or SmackDown regularly, so I wouldn't know.
The crazy thing is, though,
before thing with Miz at least 2-3 times in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But he's all. But you know what? He's not just a good wrestler or anything at all. Vince McMahon did love him and stuff. To the point to where let's put some titles on him now because he literally won almost every other title in Raw side with the United States Championship, the Tag Team Championship with the Big Show, and then the WWE Championship. I'm just like, yep, he's gonna be in Hall of Fame because of his man and his booking for putting all the gold on him in less than a year.
Yeah. All right, let's go with my pick.
He's a 2-time Grand Slam champion too right now. So
yeah.
One person that can say that is Seth Rollins, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Miz was definitely a candidate for me to select. So I'm crossing him off my section because you got him.
All right, let's go with my pick. I'm going to name some names. Hart Foundation, the Mega Powers, the British Bulldogs, the Rockers, the Shield, R-Truth, and the Miz. Great tag teams that have held tag team gold. Do you know who else held tag team gold? Braun Strowman and a kid named Nicholas. My God. This kid, 12 years old, plucked out of the audience, brought into the ring. Strowman does all the heavy work. Nicholas gets the pin. They are your WWE World Tag Team Champion.
So this kid has on his resume former tag team champion.
Yes.
He's probably in his early 20s right now.
JFB has a nepotism going throughout his list.
Someone's got to bring that.
Because Nicholas is the son of one of the WWE referees. I forget which one.
Yeah, Tim White, I think.
I'm not sure
mistaken.
Or Mike Chioda.
Oh, Mike Chioda.
Anyone else have some thoughts on this?
Yeah.
Me?
It was horrible.
Sure.
It buried the whole tag team division.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah,
Vince McMahon destroying a tag team division. What's new?
When that happened right there, it could have been like for a battle royal or something like that. Maybe it'll make more sense. But why do that against the team that you literally put together after they tied in the best out of 7 series in Sheamus and Cesaro, who ain't just the bar, they are the bar. Why have them lose?
The bar was cool.
Why have them lose?
And didn't they gave up the titles the next night on Raw because Nicholas had to go to school.
Yep. Yeah.
That's the kicker right there.
All right, Canada Dry, who is your next pick?
My next pick, Vince McMahon. For the world, he never should have won that world title.
Nope.
Which one?
He's W and WWE.
Not the ECW one. Like obviously that's there too, but
that's pretty bad.
He should never won any gold.
I will say the ECW one had some major racism with him wearing the do-rag.
Oh yeah. But he never should have won the world title. Like to me, when a booker steps in and has to get his ego fed, that's horrible. To me, like Vince McMahon never should have won any gold. I don't mind him wrestling it here and there because those were interesting storylines, but to become your own champion of your no.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not the first time a guy who runs the book has booked himself to win a championship. Vern Gagne did it for decades.
But at least
Vern Gagne could wrestle.
That's true. Vern Gagne could wrestle, but Vince should not have been. It didn't promote any storyline, didn't push anything. It was just
because he's a Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
like I run this. I have the brass.
I can't wait for that.
That'll put some butts in seats. I'm the champion.
I made this place. This is all me, Vince McMahon. I'm a champion in this place.
Joe, you got anything to add?
Oh, no. It's Vince McMahon as the WWF champion. What more do we need to say?
Yeah. Let's go to
Kush. The likes of Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Mick Foley at your disposal. You're like, oh, let me be the champion.
Yep. Kush, who's your next pick?
I got another one right here. This is also another common theme, man, with your United States Championship. As I already been talking about, there's been more champions who've been not so remembered, but for bad reasons than for good. And I have to go along with this guy who's a current reigning TNA World Heavyweight Champion, who happened to win that United States Championship in what he was called then Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
And the reason why I would say that is because he never won the title. Well, he did probably, but he didn't have a memorable reign except for it. And including the last time he won that was around 2017, which was not such a good year for SmackDown as a general. And this is one of the reasons why. After he won the United States Championship, you know what he did with that title? He didn't go out there and be a show stealer, man, that he was to be. No, they didn't book him to be the workhorse, man, who drives the whole competition and stuff, man, for that mid-card title.
Which he could have been.
He could have been, but you know what they had him do? They had him go up there in a suit and stuff, looking like he's seen better days, and like, you know what? Fuck this title. I don't need this title, and left it there in the ring.
Yep.
Horrible.
Yeah.
He could have been a fighting champion, just like he was a year ago when he had that rivalry with The Miz, and he won that because it was literally a do or die situation.
Yeah.
And then he won another gold and dropped the title.
Didn't he win this after he was gone for a decent amount of time, came back, won it, and then just dropped it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically left again.
I'm firmly thinking that he was trying to get out of WWE at this point.
Yeah.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, yeah, he was done. You can definitely tell from his faces of his demeanor, even before he won the title, that he was ready to go.
Yep. All right,
Like,
Joe.
who books that shit?
Vince McMahon. It's a common theme running so far.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you're also like shitting all over that title.
Yeah. Joe, who you going with?
This may be a little of a controversial pick, but I'm literally picking this just because how his title reign ended. And it's Jeff Hardy in TNA with his match against Sting. He had he couldn't even respect the business enough to be sober to put on a great match with Sting.
Yeah.
And I love Jeff Hardy. I grew up as a 90s kid, so Team Extreme was my thing.
Oh, that's mine too.
Yep.
You know, sitting there being drunk or high or whatever, and you couldn't even
Looking like he was both. He was like a zombie.
Probably a combination of both.
He didn't know what was there or what was in front of him. He was that bad.
That's some dangerous booking when you put someone who's got drugs and alcohol problems.
Yep.
Well, no, the
in
worst
your
part
world
is,
title.
like, normally I would blame the company. This is all on Jeff Hardy because
No, but
like,
they knew what they're playing with fire with Jeff Hardy.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like, there was no one with power at this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, Eric Bischoff has told this story many times. He's like, he was at the pay-per-view, but he only had power over television. He didn't have anything to do with the pay-per-view, and Dixie wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he came in and just served the role, right?
He just made the decision. He's like, I want to go out there and do this, and that was it.
Yep. All right, I'm going with my third pick. I think about belts in the WWE that just didn't grab any attention or any traction, and that one of them is the Cruiserweight title. And one of the worst champions to ever hold that purple belt was a guy named Enzo Amore. This guy was hot garbage. He was amazing on the mic, but this guy couldn't wrestle. If he had to wrestle to get the antidote for the poison he was given, that mother sucker would be dead. Dead. Because he can't wrestle.
Now, wasn't Pac pissed off when they gave the title to him?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
That's a
they
big
had
reason why
him go over. Pac had to be the one to put him over.
Yeah, I remember he was pissed, and he's like, "I'm trying to build up this division, and then you take this."
Like to think, you have people like Pac, you had Mustafa Ali, you had so many better people.
Perkins.
What?
T.J. Perkins.
Yep. I'm trying to think. Who did Mustafa Ali really feud with? Because they were the heart and the soul of the NXT.
Cedric Alexander.
Yeah. Cedric Alexander, too.
Yeah, great match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Buddy
Amazing.
Murphy. Like, there's just so many better people to put this title on than Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
And that's what caused Neville, man, to leave and become Pac anyway, too.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Canada Dry, your next pick.
All right. My pick is a world heavyweight champion that never should have had the belt.
Yeah.
We're talking about the All-American American,
Mhm.
Jack Swagger.
Oh, Jack Swagger. Nice.
I had him on my list.
Jack Swagger was the worst Money in the Bank winner who won a world title. He beat Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
His
bad Money in the
run
Bank
was
winners.
so shitty. Like this world title run was paved in shit.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so bad.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Like I think he had tag belts. Did he have any mid card belts? This guy?
yes. I
US
believe.
title.
Yeah, U.S. title.
I didn't mind that for him, but the world title, no.
Yeah. I love this hat.
Yeah.
Anybody
Anyone
else
thought
want to add
on
anything?
Jack Swagger?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not one of the. He's not. I've never seen anything that would make me think he should be the face of our company. He should be the main event guy.
Yeah.
Never once.
Now, if that would have been an ECW, that would probably make more sense. I mean, of course, he won the title, I think, back in ECW, but he never was really a world champion caliber kind of guy. He seemed like he was mid-card at best. And with him and the people, with him Cesaro, that should have been taken off. That could have been the bar like Sheamus Cesaro was.
Yeah.
In actuality.
Yep. I agree. All right, Coach, who's your next pick?
Oh boy. I think I'm gonna go a different route instead of hating on the United States Championship so much, and go with somebody who. It's funny though to me because the Attitude Era was really a crazy place, but it was my childhood. It was what got me to loving wrestling and stuff in the first place, with all this crazy antics that was going on. But even this, when I was an impressionable little boy, made me feel like, can this person get away with this? And that is the guy who was a manager, a guy, period, winning. I mean, I know women like China could win the United States Intercontinental Championship,
Yeah.
or even with Jacqueline winning the Cruiserweight Championship, right? But tell me how a guy who's clearly a dude, facial hair and everything, could win the Women's Championship. And Mr. Harvey.
This was Harvey Whippleman?
Harvey
Yes.
Whippleman.
How is that possible? You want to talk about the worst champion? That's the worst women's champion of all time because you're not a woman.
I forgot about that championship.
Did he lose it right away? I think it would have been better if you would have had a couple defenses in there.
Oh God.
That's worse than
It was
Santita.
so horrible.
At least he didn't win no damn championship. You haven't won a women's championship.
Why do I think this is a Russo booking?
Oh, it is.
Oh, that's absolutely a Russo
Gotta
booking.
be.
Yeah.
That was Russo booking before Russo. So.
Yeah.
That's one thing that probably made Jim Cornette, man, really hate Luceville. Really want to wring his neck.
Yeah.
Like, how did that get past? How did it get past there? Wow, man.
Joe, who you going with, man?
I have a question. How many more? We have this pick and how many? One more?
Yeah, one more after this.
Okay.
Yeah, 5.
So, I got 4 good names on my list still. And I don't know who I want to pick. But I think just for how angry I was, Zack Ryder and the United States champion.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, IC champion.
Yeah.
Where he won it for 24 hours and dropped it at Mania and then dropped it the next night on Raw.
Yeah.
Angered the living
that hurt
hell
my
out
heart.
of me.
Yeah.
It hurt because I was so excited because I was like, oh my God, we're getting someone new. They're doing something different. And then they said, F you.
Yep. You're gone. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Zack Ryder. I mean, this is a guy who should have had at least a decent reign as the Intercontinental. I think he would have done amazing work, but obviously it was not in the cards. Vince didn't have enough. They're like, let's get the good time moment, and then let's slit everybody's throat and bleed them out.
The crazy thing is, though, is that this happened at WrestleMania in a ladder matchup before people that could have been champion like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, a lot of good guys, a lot of good talent. But definitely one of the best matches of that card.
Yeah.
But it was good for him because he got to relive a childhood moment to where he became a wrestling fan when he was watching Razor Ramon win that Intercontinental Championship ladder match against Shawn Michaels and got to go backstage and take a picture with him.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that you can't beat that at all. All right, Joe, who are you going with? Or wait, you just did your pick.
I just did one.
So now it's mine. So many horrible champions to go through. So little.
It's
time.
amazing how many bad champions there are.
I've thought of a couple just like your Harvey Whippleman just triggered another thought in my mind of a bad tag team champion.
So here it is. I've worked with this gentleman on 2 projects in film, and both times were post winning the WCW World's Heavyweight Championship. And both times I asked him, why did you say this was a good thing? And he's like, to be honest with you, I had a blast. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. I'm talking about David Arquette. David Arquette was the WCW World's Heavyweight Champion. Now that's me with him. This guy is freaking amazing. One of the nicest guys. And the documentary, You Can't Kill David Arquette, which talks about his wrestling.
Such a great show.
Great wrestling movie. But you should never have booked him to be the W. I mean, this is the title of guys like Ric Flair, like Sting, Dusty Rhodes, and you're going to go ahead and give it to David Arquette. And nothing against David. David, you know I love you, brother. I love you.
Now, the funny thing is, Dave Arquette is so excited to win this, and he's talking to Booker T. He's like, how many times have you won this thing? Booker's like, I haven't won it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh.
Now, I will say, though, he's at least redeemed himself because he actually went out, learned how to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
So he does get his props for that.
Who taught him how to wrestle in that documentary was Peter Avalon.
Oh, nice.
Peter Avalon was one of his coaches. So, but yeah, so David Arquette, we salute you. Let's go to our last round and the last pick of the last round. The first pick goes to Canada Dry.
So I'm putting Goldberg on this list because now he can't wrestle. That's true.
Yeah.
But his presentation in WCW, he was over.
Yeah.
Like the fans were into him.
Yep.
I never liked him, but the fans were into him. The streak was cool. Even though he didn't know how to wrestle, he was over. Why he's on my list is his later comeback in WWE, beating Kevin Owens, beating The Fiend.
Yeah.
He never should have got world title runs.
Nope.
In this comeback.
Nope.
No belts at all.
Yeah.
He's just going to come putting people over.
Yep. I agree. The belt is not meant for a part-time wrestler. Your World Heavyweight Championship is built for the man who's there 365 days a year. Guys like Cody, guys like Roman Reigns, guys like Hulk Hogan, so on and so forth. Those guys were full-time professional wrestlers. This guy was not at all.
You know, it's so funny that you say that and Triple H makes comments like, oh, we want people who respect the grind.
Yeah.
But yet you put your champion at the time was the guy who wrestled 4 times a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Who was that at the time? Who were we speaking about?
Roman.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. But then he would turn and say he earned that.
Yeah. So let's go to our...
I agree, but your messaging sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to Kush. Kush, who you picking?
I'm trying to think. Like, I know there's one person and stuff who had the title, and I was kind of thinking, they could have gave him something more, stuff to do. And I felt like, his title reign really could have been better or stuff in a sense. And I would have to go with, you talking about Braun Strowman with that when he won the tag team titles with Nicholas and stuff. What about him when it came to being the Intercontinental Champion? I almost forgot that he was the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
When he came back and he had new entrance, new theme, and all that during the pandemic, mind you.
And that's when he was feuding with the Artist Collective.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That was
yeah. That was a whole mess, and Sammy should not have lost the Intercontinental Championship back then. In fact, they realized they made a mistake by actually having him involved in that Triple Threat ladder matchup, which was good with Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles, to where he won the titles back when he came back.
Yep.
But Braun Strowman with the Intercontinental Championship, that was probably about as bad as his Money in the Bank run when he cashed in and lost.
That's when to me, that's when the Intercontinental was at its lowest point. To go from being the belt to prove that you can be a champion to, hey, we're just going to give it to this guy because he showed up early. Like, hey, Braun Strowman showed up 15 minutes early. Let's give him the belt.
Okay, let's say this. Braun Strowman could have went on a massive run and put that belt over. Like they could have booked him to be a monster.
Yeah, they were really a monster stuff that you want to try your luck with. Multi-man matches.
I think the moment they treated him as a comedy gimmick where he was tipping over ambulances, I think he was done as being legitimate.
Because there was a certain point that Braun Strowman could have been the world champion.
Yep.
And he could have been a massive star.
Yeah.
But they booked him down the ladder, and now he can't recover.
You know why it never happened? Brock Lesnar was there. That's why it didn't happen.
Yeah. Very much. All right, Joe, who's your last pick?
Okay. So surprisingly, no one took the last three names, but I'm going to go with this one because this is another instance of where he wasn't even the focus of why he won the title. That's Kane back in 98, 99, first blood match against Austin, where what?
The 1 day reign?
Yep, the 1 day reign where Taker blasted Austin with the chair in the first blood match. He bled. Then the next night, Austin won it back from Kane. Yeah. That was horrible. And
his first run as champion.
And Kane deserved, talk about screwing over a monster heel.
Yeah.
You pulled the rugs out of Kane before it could even start.
Yeah.
In terms of being a main eventer.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I was watching that, and I was like, well, even I was thinking, like, what was the point of Austin losing the night before?
Yeah.
I think that would have been beautiful if you had Kane hold that title for a good 2 months and have Austin chase him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been fine.
Yeah.
Would have been great.
Yep. But
it would have been a really good, a heated feud, though, at that, with Austin being a redneck who take no prisoners from anybody, and Kane being the devilish, monster heel and stuff. That would have been really interesting to see how these two hotheads would go at it. Yeah. They could have built something right there.
And it would have been really interesting to see the roles flipped and have Taker be like the gatekeeper to protect his brother.
Yeah.
Who was the champion.
Yep.
Yeah, he is his brother's keeper.
Yep. Missed opportunities. Now I'm going to go with my last pick. I'm really surprised none of you jabronis listed Vince Russo.
Whoa. We just don't throw that around.
I mean, I will say my list, I tried to go off the reservation of people that we consistently bash on this show.
Yeah. I'm surprised you guys didn't go with Vince Russo. However, neither am I, even though he's on my list. I'm going with
You're a jabroni too.
Yeah, I'm a jabroni too. I'm going to go with someone who almost bankrupted a promotion because his title run was one of the worst ever in WWE, and I'm talking about Kevin Nash, a.k.a. Diesel. His run with the World Championship was horrible. They almost bankrupted WWE because they put it on the most inane, uninteresting uncharismatic champion I have ever seen in the history of WWE. And that's saying a lot. There's a lot of bad eggs that held that championship. But his run of 6+ months, he didn't do squat. He 3 title defenses. And it was horrible. Like he almost bankrupted WWE.
Wasn't this the run that started where he squashed Bob Backlund?
Yes. Yeah.
So this to me was like WWE was looking for someone other than Bret Hart to carry the company.
Yeah.
And they're like, Kevin Nash, he's got this look, big daddy cool.
Yeah.
They even had him in these anti-drug commercials and all this stuff. And they're like, oh shit, this isn't working. Brett, can you take this back for a bit till we find someone else?
All right. Before we leave, I want to do one honorable mention. Since we have just a smidge of time. Canada Dry, who's someone that didn't make that was on your list that you didn't make?
Let me see. I want to go with an AEW pick here.
Okay.
Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose.
I do not like Nyla Rose.
Okay. Kush, who's your honorable mention?
If we're talking about AEW, I gotta say
You
recently
pick
right
AEW.
now.
You can pick whatever you want.
Well, maybe I'll go and pick out TNA, especially recently and stuff. Now I know TNA they be having some surprise new champion stuff, man, here and there, so that's kind of our thing. But one thing I watched from Victory Road recently, was a great matchup. Mike Bailey, Zachary Wentz, all good. But it's just like with Austin and Kane. You had Mike Bailey drop the title to Zachary Wentz. And then in that great matchup, even though it was a great matchup, you had him win it back. Zachary Wentz couldn't have one successful title defense.
Yeah.
That's my nomination, man, for worst champion. Could have had him held on a little longer. Could have had him feud with Wesley some more with it. No.
Honorable
All right,
mention.
Joe.
Honorable mention.
Who's your honorable mention?
I'm still in your theme of nepotism and throwing Stephanie McMahon out there as the women's
Oh, Stephanie McMahon.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Mine's going to be Hulk Hogan's title run when he usurped Yokozuna instead of going to Brett. It went to Hulk Hogan. They had more faith in Hogan than they did in Bret Hart, and that title run was atrocious. Guys, that's the end of our show. The corporate overlords are giving me the signal that we need to go. They're giving us the time.
Wrap it up.
They're like Bowling for Burgers is supposed to have started 10 minutes ago.
I know. My God. Chef Bernie's going to be pissed. But you know what?
The question is are we going to see the show from beginning or are we joining it already in progress?
I think it's already in
progress. Guys, how do you get in touch with us? All the
yes.
links are down below. How do you get a shirt? It's easy. You go to prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling, drop a couple dimes on there, and go ahead and get yourself a brand new spanking AFW shirt. So, on behalf of Canada Dry, on behalf of Kush, on behalf of EVP Joe, I am the JFB.
And I'm Canada Dry, and sometimes in life things knock you down. They take you out emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and you need to reach out for help to your friends, your family, whoever will listen. Reach out to us. We'll help pick you up, dust you off, help you put one foot in front of the other, put the devil in a sharpshooter, and just keep fighting. Stay tuned for Bowling for Burgers.
Bowling for Burgers.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at ProWrestlingTees.com/effing wrestlings. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.